had a very specific reason as to why I wanted to drink and do all those things. And it only came after like 10 years plus, like after army. But so what happened is that when I was young, my parents, we grew up in a poor family, in local Indian family, you know, poor, no money, and like, but my mom thinks that money is important. My dad thinks that money is evil. So it's a very, you know, constant back and forth, and both of them never achieved anything much in life, and even until now, after so many years. But also what I found out is like I started asking questions from older people like, what's the purpose of life and everything, and it was very confusing. Then finally when I went to the army, then I see all kind of different characters. Then I say, oh, okay, so what's the point of like knowing so much and then we never experience, right? So then I decided to say, okay, let's just do everything. Let's have sex with women, let's go and drink, let's go and take drugs and all the stuff, the whole shebang. So I went on a 7-year journey of like really messing up my whole life. And this is one of the things as to why I kept on drinking, because I was searching for the answer that I couldn't find. So on the first day, when I took the drink, and it's like, I didn't like the taste. I remember I even put sugar inside beer, you know, and then the whole thing just become foam and all mess all over the place. And the very first day when I drank, I just passed out. The next morning, just passed out. Then my friends were all looking for me. It's like, oh, army, right? After army, just go, oh, Adilo, you know. And then, then drink, and then I disappeared. And I remember waking up at Raffles MRT at 5 a.m. or something, talking philosophy to two drunk girls who couldn't give a crap other than just to take the first MRT and go home. I called my mom. I was 22 at the time, and then she was crying, saying, why did you become like your dad? My dad drinks. My mom doesn't drink, you know, and my dad's dead. Everybody all drank and they all killed themselves. So that's one of the reasons why I said, what's the point of drinking? And then he's like, oh man, the solution's not there. So I told my mom that I will never do it again. But guess what I did next? I waited 1 more week. So I didn't know about AA at the time, and so I was searching, I was asking for help, and there wasn't much help at the top prison where help maximum security, but it didn't help as well. I couldn't stop drinking, you know, and that's the thing, very weird. Like I would drink and I cannot stop, and it was only in AA I finally understood why. And I was not everybody gets it, you know, because they're not alcoholic, you know. That's the thing. People don't really like calling themselves alcoholic, but I do take pride in it because I'm in a different class, you know, and when I take alcohol, something happens in my body, and I come to accept that, and the science today doesn't have a solution, so I want more. And after being sober for a while, and also like, you know, knowing a few things here and there, I realized that, you know, it's a form of addiction. You know, we always want more. It's always want more Hokkien mee, more love, you know, more, never ends, right? So for me today, what I'm seeking is more spirituality, more experiences like I can actually achieve. So I'm not bored. I'm not like, oh, you know, I don't have a life, but I do, you know. And that's the thing I also learned in AA. Like we can pretty much do whatever we want, and we just don't need to hurt people, and that's perfect for that. And so today I'm putting my life back together. It is a struggle, but at least it's much better. I learned a couple of things in AA that I bring back to my life, and it's just going to keep on getting better. I was the second vehicle, and nothing much happened, but my back of my vehicle, the whole window was smashed and the whole door was gone. So I went to the IMH, and I went to see this particular doctor. He just appeared, and he was a pretty well-known doctor, and he suddenly asked me this question. It's like, do you have a drinking problem? I don't remember telling him I've got drinking problems. Like, he just asked me, do you drink? I said, yeah, I drink. Sometimes I drink during the weekend, that's it, you know. Then he was like, oh, do you drink? You know. So this doctor asked me, you know, there's a place where I like to go to, you know, would you like to come with me? You know, they have drinking problem, they get together. But what happened was I got to know about AA. I went in and out of the rooms, and I couldn't really relate to them at the time. So that's when I went on a 7-year journey to really understand this thing. But I remember I don't like drinking, like I mentioned before. I don't like drinking, but I like the effect it gave. I tried to perfect the technology, you know. I'm like a perfectionist, you know. So I try to perfect the drinking pattern where just before it gets wavy, that's when I get drunk, you know, try to perfect that portion. So get to that part. For me, it always exceeds, it never gets there, you know. I tried, but Yeah. But so it's always blackout. So and whenever I black out, I always ended up in prison or I get into legal case. It's stupid. I was even homeless and I was showering in in Sentosa and stuff like that. When I finally had it, and I asked God for help, you know, God, whoever you are, just I need help. I don't know what to do. So then I remember blacking out, just blacked out, and then I woke up at a police station. Then I was handcuffed, and they said, you know, they're gonna charge me for stealing a phone, you know, and it was 2 phones. They said, oh, 2 phones? I can't even remember because I was blacked out. 2 phones? What do you mean? So what happened was that I actually made a call and I asked for help, and they asked me to go to this particular place nearby where I drank the very next day, and ask somebody to actually get to know more about AA. For alcoholics, when we drink, we can't stop. They say, oh, yeah, I can't stop. No matter how much I've tried, cannot stop. Because there's something happening in the body, and that's when I had to accept it. So I accepted, oh, that means I cannot drink anymore. I cannot beat science anymore. Then the second part is that I'm always thinking about like wanting more, wanting this, wanting that, you know. So that's when I said, oh, okay, that means I cannot do it anymore. So I stopped from that day onwards. So it was the 7th of February 2016. I had to lose all my money in my life. I had to be homeless, you know. I had to lose my friends and family. I get into debts and everything. So it's like, I have to lose everything. And it's not just once. I had to lose it again. And now for the 3rd time, I lost everything again. But this time around, I found AA. So now I've got no more excuse. Now I can do things. So I had to lose everything in life. Yeah, everything. Yeah. I would say my life. You know, I've gotten into situations where I would have died or would have hit by a car. I was hit by a car, and no, lorry this time. Yeah, but so I got my life back. I got my my purpose more solidified, and I also got into a frame of mind that I have nowhere else to go. That's another one. Then I also have gotten back some of my memories, and also found out the answer that I've been searching for 30 years, which is my neurological issues. And so I'm using that as an advantage. So I've gained so much more than I lost.